Hi, thanks for watching. This is Jessie, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Deep by Nick Cutter. I think this is the first Nick Cutter I've read, and I picked it up because I know Mike's Book Reviews has this whole list of spooky season books that he's going to get through, and I wanted to finally, be in sync with a booktuber at some point. So I read The Deep, and oh, holy mothballs. I actually didn't mind the first 3/4 of the book. I know that a lot of people they took issue with the flashbacks and the potential dream sequences, and did this actually happen? Did it not actually happen? I was fine with all of that. It wasn't, the first 3/4 of the book had some animal cruelty, but oh my god, nothing like the last quarter of the book. The last quarter of the book was just a god-awful mess. So it follows Lucas, who has been summoned by his brother Clayton, who's down at the bottom of the Mariana Trench in Challenger Deep. Now, the fact that they're down there in itself is terrifying. The thought of being out in the middle of the ocean with all that ocean beneath you, it just feels like if something happened, you would just keep falling forever, and it would be a long and terrible death. Probably not. You'd probably drown quicker than it would take you to hit the bottom. But in my fear-addled brain, when it comes to open ocean, that would be it. You'd just keep dying all the way down, and then you'd be at the bottom, and it would compress you. It would be terrible. Terrifying stuff. So that in itself was terrifying. The fact that he was taken down to the bottom of the ocean, the very, very, very bottom of the ocean, to this spider-like facility where his brother and 2 other scientists have been trying to get this goo-type substance that is supposed to be, they call it ambrosia. It's supposed to be the cure-all to end all diseases and death and whatnot. So when he gets to the ship to meet Lieutenant Alice, who's supposed to take him down to Challenger Deep, he finds that one of the scientists has made it to the surface, but not alive. And the way, the condition in which he was found was intensely disturbing. And they don't really know what went on down there. They know that they received a message from Clayton asking for Lucas, begging for him to come out there, and that he needed to go home, which Lucas found disturbing to begin with because him and his brother Clayton have never been close. I believe that Cutter probably wrote Clayton to be on the spectrum, and a genius one at that. He is the genius in the scientific world at this point. He knows it. And he has no common emotions. And their childhood was just a big ball of trauma. So herein lies one of my problems with the book. You have all of these overused reasons for people to be shitty to other people all rolled into one. You have the lack of emotional bonding in the family. You have the terrible mother. You have the weak father. You have the sibling who doesn't give a shit. And then on top of that, you have supernatural elements, including clowns. Not actual clowns, just clowns on a box. And then you have this entity that seems to follow them around throughout their lives, that they don't really understand, but they think they know that it's there, but they also don't really talk about it because I think they both felt that it was probably part of their imaginations. And then, on top of that, Lucas's son disappeared. And Zachary, his name was Zachary. Lucas's son Zachary disappeared. Was he kidnapped? Did he disappear? Was he abducted by aliens? Did he fall off the earth? We don't really know, but that is a huge part of Lucas's trauma throughout this book. So you have shitty childhood, crazy ass mother, like legitimately crazy mother, the clown box, the missing son. It just goes on and on. So you have all this trauma. Instead of just picking one trauma, he's got all the fucking trauma. And I get that, you know, some people's lives are like that. You know, they just can't catch a break. It's just all trauma all the time, and it sucks. But for the purposes of a book, a horror book, that's already messy, like, don't do it all. Like, pick a trauma, stick with it. So Alice takes him down to Challenger Deep, where the other scientist is elusive. He seems to be just locked in a room, floating through his own craziness. And then when they find Clayton, Clayton's like, I didn't ask for you. Why would I ask for you? I don't even care about you, pretty much. And Lucas is like, yeah, no, that's what I figured, but this is actually your voice. Like, I heard your voice. They played it for me. It was you. You were asking for me. So what do you want? And he's like, I don't need you. I'm studying. I'm here. Things begin to happen that don't make sense. So they're down there. They hear the pitter patter of little feet on top of the station, which is impossible because anything outside of the station would have been crushed by the pressure. Any human anyway. They hear like disassociated laughter. They think they see things in the shadows, and then Lucas starts reading the diary of one of the scientists, and it just completely goes nuts. So here's the other messy part, okay? Because he doesn't just stick with one thing down there either. You have Clayton, the way Clayton is treating the animals, the dogs, the bees, the gerbils or hamsters or whatever they were. It was absolutely horrendous. And I'm telling you now, like, I read that there was animal cruelty, and I was like, well, sometimes animal cruelty makes its way into horror. You have not read animal cruelty like this book. I'm telling you, like, it's absolutely horrendous. Then you have, the bees. You have the craziness with the bees. You have the hole in the wall. You have the mysterious bandages on Clayton. And it just keeps going on and on. I'm not going to say that I hated the book. I can certainly say that the moments that I enjoyed the book were missing. Or at least very few and very, very far between. It was really disturbing. I mean, anybody who's read horror knows that, like, there is some really fucked up shit that can go into horror books, but this one was particularly fucked up. And then just the way that the humans interacted with each other. Also, I didn't feel that the ending was what it needed to be or what it could have been. It was just, I don't know. I felt like it was an all-around mess. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not saying that I won't read any more Nick Cutter, because I've heard great things about his books, but this one was so messy and disturbing. It'll be a minute. Like, it'll be a hot minute before I pick up anything else by Nick Cutter. Trigger warnings all over the place for the animal cruelty. Like, I also trigger warning for the mother and brother. Like, it's so fucked. So, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below.